Welcome back. It's another episode of Road Trip Ramblings. I'm Luke Moehle, and we're joined by one of the newest members of the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Second round Cubs pick this year, outfielder out of UNC, Kane Kepley. Kane, thanks for taking the time. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's been a very hot start for you with the Birds, not only coming onto a team that is in the midst of a playoff push, but you get inserted and you start things off. It was really funny. I had sent out a tweet that you were going to be hitting leadoff for the Pelicans, making your professional debut, and I got two different responses multiple times. One of them, a GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it. I say GIF of Simba being held up. Was like, I don't know anything about this to this point. I'm just now meeting you at the time. And the other thing was that you were certainly going to get hit by a pitch at some point. Well, let's start with that. Your first trip to the dish, you get hit by a pitch. You've just always had a knack for getting on base, right?
Oh yeah, that's been me ever since I was little. I love getting on base and trying to steal second. So I've kept that in my skill set and repertoire ever since I was little, and I just want to keep getting better at it. And I want to keep those things a part of my game for as long as I play.
Throughout college, you've been a leadoff hitter more often than not. That's what you're seeing here in the professional ranks as well. Well, when do you feel like you kind of fit into that profile of a leadoff hitter? Have you just always been a leadoff guy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I goes back to how far I can remember playing Little League. I pretty much led off everywhere I was. I've always been quick. I've always been fast. So it's come easy to me being leadoff guy, and I've always had good eye, good contact, good play discipline, all those things. So I'm used to it, and I really like being at the top of the order.
I love it. Let's talk a little bit about the other side of those responses we were getting. The Lion King stuff. How did this come to be? You obviously come to the plate to the Lion King. I think "Circle of Life" is the official title, but one of the most iconic songs from that movie. How did that come to be?
Yeah, so it was my freshman year at Liberty, very Christian university, and we had to use some like certain songs in our walk-up songs. And I figured a Disney song would be pretty good. Nothing too bad on those artists and songs. So, and my brother loved Lion King. I love Lion King, and my whole family did. My sister as well. So we always loved that movie, and I figured out that'll be a pretty cool thing to walk up to. And everybody loved it at Liberty. They would sing it when I would walk up to bat. And when I went to North Carolina, I figured I'd keep it. I didn't really think much of it, but everyone started holding up beer cans and children, and it made it a whole big thing. So I'm really glad I kept it. And I was going to leave it in college. Like I was going to think about doing something different, but everyone told me that I got to keep it, and it's already catching on strong here too.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that before you made your debut, or actually, maybe it was the night after your debut. That very next day, we were talking about whether you were going to keep the song or not. You said you saw some fans holding some stuff up here, right?
Yeah, I did, and my family that was there too saw some people holding them up. So I was like, man, I guess I gotta keep going, and I love it too. And I guess I'm gonna keep on doing it when I move up these ranks as well.
I want to press rewind and go back to the very beginning. What is your earliest baseball memory? When did you feel like you really picked up the game and started falling in love?
Farthest I can remember is playing wiffle ball with my dad in the backyard. I had this big wiffle ball bat, and he'd throw the wiffle ball to me, and I'd hit it, and I would run as fast as I could around him, and I just remember having so much fun and doing that, and that's when I really caught onto the game. I love the competition of it, and I love the sport, and that's what I wanted to play ever since I was little.
Were you playing any other sports growing up?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was a multi-sport athlete. I played basketball all through middle school, my junior year of high school, ran track my senior year in high school. So I've been doing a lot of different stuff, playing sports. I love the competition of it, and I think that's why I love baseball so much because the competition is at a very high level. So the guy on the mound versus the guy in the box, and I love that feeling and who's better in at that particular moment. And there's so many moments like that during the game. So I love the game of baseball for that, and I'm so blessed to have the talent to play it.
One of the frequent questions that I ask some of our guys just throughout the course of the year on these podcasts, that sort of deal, is when they realized they had a chance to play at the next level, whether that was college or professional. For you, you weren't a super highly recruited player. When to you did you feel like, okay, I can hold my own at a college level? And who was coming to call you in the high school days?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get that feeling until like my sophomore year of college. My freshman year, I was a walk on there, so I didn't really get to play it like the first 2 weeks. And Coach Jackson gave me a shot to play, and I really came on strong, and it was really good getting on base and doing all the things I do now. And it was my sophomore year where my body really took off, strength wise and speed wise. I really took a big step, and I was able to sell a lot more bags and stuff like that. So yeah, it was the sophomore year of at Liberty where I really thought like, man, I can do this at the next level, and I think I got a shot. And coming into college, that didn't even cross my mind. I knew I had the talent to do it. I didn't know if I was actually going to be able to get there, but yeah, my sophomore year at Liberty was really eye opening for me, and I wanted to hone in on it and get better at certain things and be elite at the things I do well.
So you went in there as a walk on to Liberty. What was that like for you? Because you go in as a walk on, and then you got to see some action on the field that freshman year. Part one of this question: what was that like for you getting just thrust into the action? How did that go down? And two, how was it transitioning onto scholarship? Did they do anything crazy to tell you, or was it just okay? I feel like you've earned this.
Yeah, I mean, the scholarship party, that was at the end of my freshman year. Coach Jackson pulled me aside at EKU and let me know I was going to be on scholarship for next season. So that part, that was really good for me. Like I needed it. I took out a good bit of student loans for that first year. I bet on myself. My family really helped me out with that, and I couldn't have done it without them. So, and that put a lot of stress on my family and me going through that first year, just trying to make it through and asking my mom for stuff that I needed, and being able to get that scholarship for my sophomore year really helped my family out and helped me out as well. And coming into Liberty, I was so blessed for Coach Jackson. I mean, I didn't have that. I didn't have really any offers. Queens really wanted me, but I went on a visit there, and I didn't really like the campus or the vibe, so they didn't end up offering me. So other than that, it was really just Coach Jackson giving me a chance to play, and I knew I had a talent to play there. It's just I had to show people to do it, and Coach Jackson believed in me, and I'm so glad he did, and I was able to get on the field and perform whenever I got the chance.
Was there ever a moment for you before you made that transition to going into Liberty where you thought about hanging it up and just saying, I'm going to be a regular student, or was it always, I'm going to find a way to get on a diamond and keep this dream alive?
Yeah, being a router still would never cross my mind. I'm not a school guy. If baseball wasn't there, I was going to find something else to do, maybe a trade or try to coach or something. But yeah, being a router student was never an option in my eyes. But yeah, baseball's always been my thing. I've always been had a talent for it, and I've always worked my butt off to do it, and that's something that's never going to change. Like that same chip on my shoulder is going to get me to where I want to go, and I'm going to play with that every single time I step on the field. So, and hopefully people can see that chip on my shoulder when they see me play, and that's something I put a lot of effort in, and my attitude is geared towards that as well. So I love playing for the fans and playing for my coaches, my teammates, and seeing everybody get up for me and be happy for me. That's what I love about this game and this team game, and that's something I'm going to play with.
I know you speak really, really highly of your time at Liberty, and I think you even said to me that you weren't going to consider leaving that place whatsoever until an opportunity arose for you. What was that situation that took you to UNC?
Yes, that was my sophomore summer. I was in the Cape, and Coach Jackson was still there, and I planned on coming back to Liberty. And the transfer portal window has passed, and I was still at Liberty. Coach Jackson was still there, and then Coach Jackson calls me, and he says he's leaving, uh, and if a coach leaves, that gives everybody on the team like a 30-day window to enter the portal. And he ended up telling me that, and I made the choice to hop in the portal at that point. And Coach Schwartz was the first one to call me. And I grew up a Tar Heel fan my whole life. Like I was a really big Tar Heel fan. I remember going to games at the Bosch on my birthday and with all my friends and stuff, and getting to watch a game there. So it's always been a part of my family to be a Tar Heel. And Coach Schwartz was the first one to call me, and he made me feel at home as soon as I got there. So and Coach Jackson just going there was icing on the cake, like because I wanted to stay loyal to him as well. That's why I was going to stay at Liberty with him. Um, but yeah, it was that plus the fact that, man, I love North Carolina and I wanted to be a Tar Heel my whole life, and that opportunity became a chance for me, and I decided to take it, and I'm also thankful for Liberty, and I was looking forward to being on that team for my third year and accomplish things with them, but it just didn't shake out like that, and I'm glad it did. And I mean, I made a lot of good friends in North Carolina, and we won a lot of games. And I'm so glad I came there and was able to play baseball there and be remembered as a Tar Heel as well. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for everything and how everything turned out. Um, but yeah, it was a really great journey, and I'm glad I was at Liberty for 2 years because I matured a lot there and was able to finish it off in North Carolina.
Do you have a favorite memory that comes to mind during your time at UNC?
Oh my. The NC State game was pretty good. The first one, I really enjoyed beating them, and the regionals and the super regionals. Those games are unbelievable. Like playing those big time atmosphere games at the Bosch with all the fans there, just cheering you on, is something I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I enjoyed every second of it. Yeah.
When it comes to the Carolinas, the Carolinas have always been big to you. Obviously, grew up in North Carolina, grew up a Tar Heel fan. You end up there, and then now you're playing in the Carolina League in Myrtle Beach. Well, how cool has it been just to stay relatively close to home, making your professional debut?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, I remember when I first got drafted, everybody was like, "Myrtle Beach, Myrtle Beach, he's going to Myrtle Beach," and I realized that. I mean, I thought that was so cool. I mean, I've come here to Myrtle Beach a good bit of times for vacation and stuff, and I'm just so glad that the Cubs took a chance on me, and I'm going to give my all to this organization and every team that I end up going through in this organization. So it's something I'm not taking for granted at all. I'm putting in the work, and I want to win games for this organization, and I look forward to doing that. And Myrtle Beach is my first stop, and I can't wait to keep going.
Had you ever been to a Pelicans game as a fan or here at the ballpark, or was game one for you as a player?
Yeah, that was my first time being at the ballpark. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see everything and seeing all the shops I've been to before and going through the town and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was my first Pelicans game. Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the emotions that led up to the draft for you, because obviously it's been a whirlwind. You finish up at North Carolina, the draft, you're getting ready for it. You get drafted in the second round by the Cubs. You know, you go to the complex league, but by that time the ACL season's over, so you play a little bit of those scrimmage type games, and then you get sent here to really get here and hit the ground running. So talk to me about just leading up to the draft, what that was like for you.
Yeah, leading up to the draft was just a lot of work and trying to do some interviews with some teams and get to know them. And I went to the combine. I got to talk to a lot of teams there, so that was really good. And I talked to the Chicago Cubs as well, and that was a really good interview. They asked me some really tough questions, and I really enjoyed it. And a lot of other teams, they didn't do that. They weren't in depth in what they were doing, but the Cubs asked me some really tough questions, and I enjoyed that. And I was able to think on my feet and have some good answers with that. And I think they liked that. It was part of the reasons why they took me. So it's yeah, it was really good to go to that combine and really talk to a bunch of teams and get my foot in the water with everything that's going on there. And other than that, it was just work and getting ready for the draft and be able to get ready to get sent out to Arizona. So it's all flowed together real nice, and I'm in a good spot here at Myrtle Beach.
when you were going into the draft, what were those that feedback that you were getting in terms of where you might be drafted? Did you have a good idea or kind of flying blind?
Yeah, it was the idea was perfect. It was 50 through 70. Those picks was where I was heating up at, and I ended up going right in that middle there. So it's my agent Tucker Ward. He was spot on with it, and there was no really any surprises with it at all. I mean, uh, the Cleveland really liked me. I really had a good bit of interviews with them. I thought they were going to have a good chance at taking me and wanted me. But I'm glad I was able to get surprised by the Cubs taking me because this is a great organization. I'm glad to be here.
When you finally get there and get ink to paper, I know that you were talking a little bit about taking out loans for your freshman year. Like for you, like that had to mean so much more than, it's always going to mean a lot to any player, but for you specifically, going from a walk on, betting on yourself, as you talked about, what was the emotion like for you?
I mean, it's everything that I've worked for was starting to pay off. It's not paid off yet, but it's you can kind of see it moving towards that way. And it was a sense of satisfaction and relief with that, but I'm also eager to keep going. Like that's just a stepping stone for me, and being able to pay off those loans and take care of my family that I need to take care of, and um, just focus on the right things is very important for me. And I'm so glad I was able to do it. And yeah, I'm just ready for more. Like I'm ready to keep playing some more ball, play a bunch of games, and help my teams win in every facet of the game. So it's I'm just ready to get going and keep growing.
One last thing regarding the draft. Walk us through what draft when you actually had your name called. You guys were together as a family. Where were you at? What was going on? What was that like?
Yeah, we were actually at a Legion post. We rented out a building and we had a bunch of people there. It was probably about 80 of my friends and family. And it was so cool that night together and being able to have everyone who supported me ever since I was little all the way up to now that are supporting me. Have everybody in the same room where I could thank them and tell them that I love them and tell them that the good Lord's watching over all of us. And I was so glad that they were there. And yeah, that moment when they called my name and everybody started screaming, it's so surreal. And um, I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life, definitely.
That's awesome. Kane, as we start to kind of wrap things up here, I know you've got a busy day ahead. We're on the road. That's the whole purpose of this podcast, Road Trip Ramblings. So you guys are in Colombia as we film this. But one of the things that we wrap everything up with is just some rapid fire questions. And for you, some of these will have to bend because this is trip number one for you as a pro. So we'll start with the very first one, which we don't have to bend at all. Do you have any game day superstitions?
I mean, I guess you can call it superstitions, but I have like a routine. I like doing a cold shower before I get dressed, put my uniform on, and I do some breathing techniques with that. But yeah, a cold shower.
All right, your cheat day go-to meal.
Cheat day go-to meal. Definitely some ice cream. Yeah.
What kind of ice cream you getting?
I'm usually just like a Oreo guy. Me and my girlfriend went to Kirk's Ice Cream in Myrtle Beach, I think, and I got an Oreo cheesecake. She got something that wasn't good, but it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I gotta get that again.
Love it. So this is where we got to bend it just a little bit. Favorite food in Myrtle Beach might be a hard one for you. You haven't been here that long, so I don't know if you've tried anything. If you do have an answer for Myrtle Beach, then go ahead. If not, how about give us favorite food in the Carolinas?
No, we went. Yeah, me and my girl, we went out to eat one time. We got a seafood plate. Like, well, we had some crab legs and clams and peel off shrimp. That was all good. I really like the crab legs.
Love it. We're gonna go instead of usually favorite road trip in the Carolina League. This you have one choice as of right now, and it's
Yeah.
Columbia. So let's go favorite trip that you've taken just in your baseball career, wherever whether that was as a little kid or whether that was an ACC play, whatever it could be.
Yeah, definitely Tallahassee, Florida, playing Florida State. That atmosphere was unbelievable, and I love that road trip. We won the first two. We should have won the third one, but we ended up slipping up on that last one. But man, that atmosphere is so cool. They get that place rowdy.
All right, you hop on the bus to head out on the long road trip, not just headed to the stadium, but a couple hours ahead of you on the bus. What are you doing? Are you working on something? Are you throwing in earbuds and listening to a podcast or music? Are you a sleep guy on the bus? What's going on the bus for you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of everything. I like to dabble in a bunch of other things. I'll watch YouTube video. I'll throw on some music, or I'll take a nap. I'll do it all. Anything that keep me from being bored.
For sure. All right, last thing. If you weren't working in baseball, what would you be doing? So I know you mentioned coaching earlier, so we're gonna rule out coaching for this one.
Oh my, that's I got no idea. Probably be start working some trade. I mean that this never occurred to me not to be doing something in baseball because that's the only thing I know. But yeah, I think my dad would have wanted me to go into some trade or something high school. But yeah,
Kane, this has been awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time. That's Kane Kepley, outfielder for the Myrtle Beach Pelicans and second round pick here in 2025 by the Chicago Cubs. Another episode in the books. Kane, we've had a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll catch you next time. And as always, go Birds.
Go Birds.